Hey everybody, my name is Emily. You might know me as Ethereal Chasing, that's my channel name. Today's video is a little different. I'm going to be talking about God's power and how it relates to celibacy and human interaction, specifically with physical touch. I'm going to start by reading this little passage out of this book, one of my favorites. And I've been referencing it a lot when I'm feeling like I just need some guidance. So this is what spoke to me today. I want to share it with you. Opposition between good and bad is often compared to light and dark. But if we look at it in a different way, we will see that when light shines, darkness does not disappear. It doesn't leave. It merges with the light. It becomes the light. Beautiful. So basically, I'm just going to read again, like I did in the last video, just things that I notated in my notes here. And if anything else feels like coming out of my mouth, then I'll say that too. So the headline of this is, God's power is beyond human comprehension. There is no conception that human intelligence is aware of that compares to the excellence of God's work. Physical nature is based in energetic states, as is the entire physical plane and world that we perceive through the senses. Smell, taste, touch, all of those things, auditory. It is easy. There's more going on than a kiss and a hold and an exchange of pats. It is easy to explain the basis of affection between those you love and those you feel estranged from. But where's the common ground? Inhumanity is the reflection of the relationship we have as a society with the Almighty. If that which we come from does not allow for physical contact, the essence of God, what is physical affection based in? So I had to stop the video, or rather the video stopped me because my SD card was full, but I fixed that, so let us continue. What I was speaking about, if that which we come from does not allow for physical contact, God, right, our Creator, we cannot physically touch God. What is physical affection based in? The basis of affection is superficial. The reasoning for kisses and hugs stem from the primal instincts to herd and procreate. The drive to procreate is primitive. The instinct to grow the herd, the most common sense of security, is the cause of survival. Certain incarnations have chosen the path of celibacy and refrained from intimacy altogether. It is not only rare, but humanely counterintuitive. The practice of celibacy is a practice of wisdom that goes beyond primal instinct. Naturalism subtly explains the paradoxical nature of the animal and plant kingdom. It is within the realm of possibility to assume the behaviors we observe are that of which we evolved from. But evolved to what? What is beyond the truth of nature? The nature that we can physically see. God realization is beyond the truth of nature. Self-awareness differs from self-consciousness. This gets a little bit deeper, so just listen a little closely. Self-awareness differs from self-consciousness. What you are aware of in this moment is a figment of your imagination. The awareness of your humanity, your soul, your eternal life is one plane of existence. The human mind, once aware of itself, is subject to experiencing internal consciousness. Internal states of being exist for a period of time that allows the physical realm to shift and evolve to reflect that of the knowing mind. Example of this is physical manifestation. What begins here eventually comes to pass. The physical state in which you perceive must then be defined as a simple function of your awareness. The physical state in which you perceive must then be defined as a simple function of your awareness. Your awareness. This knowing is the beginning of conscious awareness. Once you see the physical form as an energetic motion, that which you perceive is the truth of being. It then becomes obvious that there is nothing to be gained from physical contact and activity. It is the primitive form of energetic transfer. You are God. The urge to mate or make love with another human in some way, shape, or form is a reflection of the one great love, which is that with our Creator. By seeking these things, we are seeking the holy matrimony that is death, that is beyond life and death. It is what occurs in the unseen realms. That is what we are all searching for. We just don't know it, in a way. We are so consumed by the physical world that it runs our consciousness. The feedback that we receive in the physical world is our driving force, essentially. And that is the cause of suffering, is allowing the physical world to determine your feelings, your emotions, and the way that you perceive yourself and other people around you. It can all be mitigated or fixed, or corrected is a better word. It can be aligned with the truth the moment that you make the conscious decision to practice awareness of self, which in a way is awareness of the ego, which can only live in the physical world. I really hope that this is making sense to people. If it is, let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really appreciate the knowing that people hear me in a way, which it's not really me, it's truth. It makes me happy to know people are following the truth. That again is something I don't need, yet it is part of my incarnation in this lifetime to teach. I am forever a student of life, and sharing what I've learned, however it comes out, is my purpose. So thank you for listening. This is a bit of a shorter video today. I'll actually end it off with a poem and a card pool. There's a John Deere. I was obsessed with John Deere when I was a kid, just like all of their equipment. I even had a green John Deere hat. Let me see which poem wants to make itself known. By the way, every poem I share on this channel, unless said otherwise, is mine. Comes from my brain. Perfection is creation which constantly occurs without attention or denial of worth. That's you. Perfection is creation which constantly occurs without attention or denial of worth. I'm going to pull from my Rumi deck. Let me grab that for us. Yes, I spend a lot of time at the beach. It may be obvious at this point, or maybe it's not, so I'm telling anybody who's curious. The beach is my second home. Doesn't matter like which beach in particular. I grew up going to Pismo Beach, and now I live close to the other beaches. So I come here as often as I can and watch the sunrise and have a great time connecting with the water, connecting with the earth. Yesterday I had a great experience. Usually, when you go to beach, what are the birds you see? Seagulls, pelicans, maybe pigeons in the parking lot. I found a spot yesterday morning. The first bird to land next to me was a crow. That is my bird, if you will, besides owl. The crow always did make me feel seen and protected. And yesterday they came to the beach to see me. That's what it felt like. I've never really seen crows at beaches before. It felt really special. All right, let's see what card wants to be known for the people watching this right now. Number 14, let love transform. I'm going to read just a little bit of the information for this card because it is quite extensive. I love this deck because of the beauty of the guidebook. It really makes the cards come to life and speak. I'll read the poem by Rumi. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes all soul. Rumi. I'll read a little bit more. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It is carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hollowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry. A bit of a silent burp there, excuse me. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. Thank you so much for listening, for being here. I really appreciate your presence. Like the video if something resonated. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. And subscribe so that you'll know the next time I post. Join the community. It's beautiful here. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.